Hey guys, OFSREagle here. I just want to take a quick moment before the video starts to just let you guys know that kind of in light of the new year, I've actually, if you don't know, I have quite interest in music and of a wide variety of interests and different genres. And as you know, my videos have always been always have the same sort of music in the background, and I just want to take some time to just kind of expand it a little bit in future videos and stuff like that. So just want to make you guys aware that I'm just going to be kind of changing up the background music, the things I just personally enjoy more, stuff that I personally would like to enjoy listening to while I watch Halo vids. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it's not too distracting or anything like that. So yeah, so just want to let you guys know, and yeah, enjoy the video. Hey guys, OFSREagle here, bringing you a brand new video today. Today I am bringing you a helpful tips and tricks video for spring jumping. And this was brought up by one of my viewers, JH. He commented on one of my previous videos asking for a video providing tips and tricks for spring jumps, how to make them more effective and more reliable, and he specifically asked for the hell jumper setting, so I'm just going to go over on basically how I use the spring jump, what method I use, and all that. You probably already know I collaborated with Novacast making a spring jump glitch tutorial. The spring jump glitch was created by Bubba. Me and Nova were made aware of it by Diversity, but we didn't know there actually was a glitch. We just thought they were gods at spring jumping, which they are. For those of you who don't know, really quick, spring jumping is a mechanic that isn't just in Halo 5, it's in older Halos. But it's when your Spartan is in a crouched position, not standing, in a crouched position, when he's falling from the air. So you can't just be crouched to start it. It has to be from a descent, whether it be when you jump or when you fall. Let's see if I can do it just from falling. If you crouch while falling, actually, let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just anything to where your Spartan is crouched while in the air, whether it be by your own design by jumping or if you happen to fall. And the reason why it's so useful is because what happens is when you fall from the air and you're in a crouched position, and then you release crouch and press jump in the exact same frame, your Spartan goes considerably higher. Just for a quick example, here's a normal jump height, and I'm hitting about, yeah, that line right there, right? Now when I spring jump, I'm going to do it without doing the glitch. You see how much higher I get, right? If you compare the two. Now, what makes it so difficult is because it isn't by physical timing. It's the game counts it as a frame, and it's not like it's something that the developers put in. It's just a mechanic that won't seem to go away. When you are crouch and uncrouch and jump in the exact same frame, it gives you that height for some reason, and for some reason it has to be while falling. It can't just be from a crouched position. So I'm using my Elite with paddles. JH also requested a controller camera, which I will implement just so you guys can see. Now I'm going to show you guys my settings, how I do it, and then I'm going to do it in the hell jumper settings that he asked without the paddle. For you guys, this is for those of you who want to know, I use the Halo 4 settings, okay? And with this layout, I've mapped my paddles. As you can see, my bottom right is jump, my bottom left is crouch. I have my top right as switch weapons and my top left as X, but that won't affect spring jumping. So you can see my pinkies, they do a little tiny movement, but that's what I'm doing so you guys can see it. So normally it would look something like this. If I wanted to do a spring jump, I'd have to do something like this. And even then, it's still, okay, there, I got it. And it's very odd. I use the paddles, and what that allows me to do is much more easily within the same frame hit release one and press the other nearly simultaneously, right? As you can see, with the paddle, me switching, right? And I tend to do this a lot. It is, I guess, more efficient if you even don't take your pinky off the. I do it simply because it helps me time it right. But if you are able to do it without taking your pinky off the paddle, or however you have it set up, that's great. Now this would be considered a normal spring jump, right? I'm just using the in-game mechanic, right? Now there's a big margin of error. If I mess it up by 1 frame like that, it won't work. If I do it too early, it won't work. It literally has to be precise, and it's very easy to mess up. I'm even trying right now. Okay, there, I got it. So I show you this because why the glitch that Bubba found is so useful is it removes that variable of timing. Basically, all you do is press and hold jump, press and hold crouch. Here, I'll move my fingers even more so you can see. Press, hold, jump, press, hold, crouch while midair. Press and hold the scoreboard. Release crouch while still holding on to jump and the scoreboard. And release scoreboard while still holding on to jump. And you do a perfect spring jump every time. Okay? And you don't have to actually hit the ground first before you hit scoreboard, or even when you release crouch. If you look at my actions, as soon as I jump, I can set it up just like that. That's all it takes to do the spring jump. So with that being said, that is my method. Now you can also use the pause menu, but you can't move your reticle during that time. And it works, but it's not as useful to me because with the scoreboard, you can still move your reticle. You can't move your Spartan, or you can move your Spartan side to side. It's awfully hard. I prefer this way because then I can actually aim while still lining up the spring jump, right? But I can't do that with the pause menu. All I can do is navigate the pause menu, right? So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So this is how I spring jump, and as you can see the controller, that's how I go about it. It's really useful in like this right here on Plaza. You can see just how it's so much easier rather than me having to do this. It was really hard for me to do this jump normally using the normal spring jump without a glitch, right? It's so hard. It's really worthless to try to attempt this in a game if you're using the normal spring jump. That is how I spring jump using Halo 4. Bottom right is jump, bottom left is crouch. I use this glitch, and it works every time. I also, just as a little hint, I should clarify, I can't clamber this even if I do the spring jump. Notice what my finger is doing, my crouch. The moment after I do the spring jump, right here, I press crouch again, and you'll notice it's a very odd mechanic, but it works in terms of you get a little extra height. So if I jump normally, let's say right here, right? You see this? That's a normal jump. Now if I just press crouch while midair, you see that little stutter? For some reason that changes your Spartan's height by a small degree, which allows you to clamber things that would normally be out of reach. There you go. There you go. That's the issue. But if I press crouch after I do it, so I've gotten into the habit of doing that. Now I know not all of you have the paddles, so I'm gonna switch to Hell Jumper for the sake of JH, which would be very close to Bumper Jumper, and we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a little bit different for me because I don't play on that, but I did take a few minutes to work with it, and I'll try to help you out. I switched to Hell Jumper settings, and to be honest, I don't like it. I understand the convenience of having the jumper on the bumper, which I support highly. Even though I play Halo 4, I can get away with it because I use the paddles. If I wasn't trained in Halo 4, so to speak, I suggest to everyone just starting to learn Halo, go to Bumper Jumper. unless you have an elite, then you can kind of get away with a lot of other things. But if you don't have an elite, go to bumper jumper, because this, being able to jump and turn at the same time, is just so useful. I don't like that the crouch is on the left stick, because I feel like it messes with movement a bit. If I'm crouched, I'm not as precise in my movement, and because I love skill jumps, it makes it even harder. So, but for just the sake of example, I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to do the normal spring jump without a glitch, and I'm going to show you how to do it with the glitch, with this hell jumper setting, okay, with the paddles turned off. What you have to do is press jump, release it, and then press crouch and hold it when you hit the ground. And then, like I said, you have to release crouch and press jump in the exact same frame. Now, it's very hard for me, even right now, to do it, simply because I don't practice on it. And even Jay said that he only hits it about 10% of the time, right? So it might take me quite a few times right now. And he did ask for like some tips on how to make it more effective. From what I can tell, just by using hell jumper, it's about making the release of the crouch and the pressing of the jump simultaneous, completely. There should be no disjoint to it. It should be completely connected, right? And so I was having a lot of trouble for a while, but what I noticed is that if I just kind of relax and then press, just kind of envision like a lever just kind of going through, so when it pulls the bumper in, it releases the crouch. And if I just visualize that, to me it makes it a little bit easier. Again, that just might be because I'm new at this setting, so bear with me as I try to get this. There you go. So the reason why to me it's not as effective on this setting is because those actions are done by one hand, so one muscle movement can affect the other. But when that's why I like to have my jumping crouch on two separate hands, basically, like in my Halo 4, because one muscle movement will not affect the other, whereas in this setting, it's the same hand, so it does play a part. The human body isn't perfect, right? So but for me right now, to help you out, if I just envision make it just one movement in my head, and then I'll get it. That's how I have to envision it. It's a really weird way to do it. But also, if you just pay attention to my hand movements, you'll see that when I just relax and I just try to make it just one motion where I release one and release one and press the other, I'm able to get it. And it's all about trying to make it just a unified action. If your brain categorizes it as two different actions, your muscles are going to exemplify that. So in order to eliminate that and make it one thing, you just need to, I'm just envisioning that these two buttons are connected, where when I press one, this kind of goes up, and if I just envision that in my head, my brain will kind of act that way. Contrary to what I was doing with my paddles, where I'm like doing this, I noticed when I first tried, I was trying to do this motion where, I completely let go of one and press the other, and it didn't seem to work as consistently. But when I literally just don't make a lot of muscle movements and just I'm trying to make it as connected as possible, and there you see I got it. And so I think because it's in the same hand, you really want to focus on reducing those muscle spasms or movements to make it more consistent, right? Now that's just with the without the glitch, and I will admit having the paddles makes it a little bit easier to do the glitch, but it's not impossible to do with hell jumper. And I experimented a bit, and this is what I got. It's a little bit awkward. It's easier to hit the pause button. Here, I'll show you. So if you press and hold jump and press and hold crouch, right, you can reach over with your index finger on the right hand and press and hold scoreboard, release crouch, don't let go of jump, press the pause menu, and you can do it. But again, I don't like not being able to move during that time. I mean, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I have to line it up perfectly before I do anything. So I prefer the scoreboard method, right? And so you see me doing this. It's really awkward. It's not the best thing, but it sure is better than to me doing this. So I'll show you what I mean. There you go. And so if you spend a lot of time practicing that just to quickly do this, it will make it so much easier. I did a lot of time doing that when I first was made aware of the glitch, and it really helped a lot. Okay, so I'm actually going to try to clamber the thing. There you go. And so it works. You know, it's not as optimal as like with my paddles. I can just reach up here, but it's definitely doable. So if you, I mean, once you get it down pat, look how it's very quick to do with the glitch, and anyone can do the glitch. Again, I'm not using the paddles, so I recommend doing that. Sure, it takes away skill, but it's about having a positive impact on your game, right? So I recommend practicing this glitch. Okay, I'm just, there we go. Again, it's going to take time, and I recommend trying to practice to where you don't take your thumb off the right thumbstick, or else it's going to be really, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of it. There you go. So that way you can still navigate and aim and guide it throughout the whole thing. So again, without the glitch, it's going to look like this. Right there. So, and then with the glitch, it's going to look like this. So I recommend doing it that way. That's my tips for spring jumping for right now. If you have any more questions or comments, let me know. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Jay, for bringing that question up, and I hope this helped. Again, because I don't play on these settings, it's a little bit harder for me. But definitely something that I do recommend mastering is doing the spring jump. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.